Hey, this is Timmara signing on with some more of The Council. Okay, so continuing on from The Council. Last time we finished episode 1, where we solved some riddles. We aligned ourselves with Emily a little bit more. And then on top of that... Oh, crap. I just realized I messed something up. One of my audio's going crazy. It's like changed the wrong audio bar. Game audio needs to be a little higher, not my audio. Just a second. Okay, that should be better now. God, that was a little too high. Okay. So last time we finished up chapter 1 and ended with the death of Elizabeth Adams, apparently, as we had a bunch of people burst in our room confronting us. So, let's continue. At least I know there's 3 parts.
Must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Yeah, we found out she has a
Do you
sister,
believe your mother
and I'm guessing
capable
she's the one that was killed by
torturing a
Mom in a
child?
vision we had
An
in the
agreement
first
for
part.
cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find that
Well,
Lord
the subtitles are
Mortimer
way
is
off.
not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet. Monsieur de Richet, I am arresting you for the murder of Elizabeth Adams.
Right. Because I was trying to do something with Elizabeth, but it didn't work out. Okay, let me think here. Right, no, I remember what I was going to do. Encyclopedia, so... sorry. Encyclopedia, that will give us a bump in a couple of things. Yeah, erudition, linguistics, and then there's a science catalog that will give us a level in science. So we got a lot for that one little thing. So, start quest. Let's see what happens next. Elizabeth is dead, so we gotta figure out what the hell. Jack of all trades. The Council. Episode 2.
Last we meet,
Hide and
Monsieur de
seek.
Richet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. But an act of horrific violence occurred during the night, and I do not know if this is linked to the disappearance of Sarah.
Okay, so that's Mortimer. Maybe it was, because I thought it was... Where is... William Mortimer? Yeah, he looks a lot like, where is he? Nope. Yeah, he looked like von Wollner, so I must have gotten them confused. I thought... So, it was probably him we saw in a vision in the past. Whatever. What do you mean?
What are you
exactly?
getting at? What act of violence?
We found Elizabeth Adams' body in her room. She was brutally murdered, stabbed several times.
Christ.
I'll get straight to the point, Louis. According to the initial elements at my disposal, you were the last person to see her alive.
Yes, last night we, Do you suspect me?
I
what do
want
you
you to
think?
tell me
Why are you been
everything
arrested?
that happened last night and leave nothing out. Tell me, how did the evening begin?
I was going to bed. Diversion. I was...
Duchess Hillsborough
Duchess.
and I were returning to our rooms when Elizabeth came up to us. She was in a state of panic and insisted that she needed to speak to me. She said she feared for her life. I took my leave of the Duchess and followed Elizabeth to her room.
Continue.
She insisted we have a drink, without which she refused to confide anything.
What exactly did she want to speak about?
She thought she'd seen Mom.
She claimed she saw my mother the previous evening on the cliff, if I remember correctly.
Interesting. I will send someone as soon as possible.
Great.
But do go on.
I refused to go on drinking with her. She already seemed drunk and her conversation became confused. So, then she ordered me to get out.
And that's all that happened,
Only
I
I'd
swear.
stayed.
Don't blame yourself, Louis. How could you have known? But thank you for this new information.
That's exactly what happened.
Louis,
I didn't lie.
I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed. I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done.
I
And for that
was
to happen,
not fast enough for that.
I must ask for your help.
Why is that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you.
Yeah, not really.
Listen, Louis. Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to
But
know
someone
who
must have
is
done it.
responsible for this. And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Let me see
Maybe
the
you
crime
could
scene. I
start
am
by
a
getting to
detective
the
after
scene of
all.
the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Any
Can
details?
you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
Fair enough. Are there any suspects? He's already said his
Right.
piece.
I'll get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis. Once you've finished,
Sorry.
come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting.
Okay, I
And
won't
Louis.
let you down, sir.
You've got permission to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
Okay. So that's Mortimer. Again, probably a very occult-centric guy, based on some information we found before. Hello, sir.
Your Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing.
Anything
But
else?
if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Peru.
Yeah.
You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
Okay. Yeah, Peru, maybe he got violent again. Maybe went too far, but who knows? Because, you know, that almost seems too obvious. Okay, well, we're going to investigate. Spot we never been to before? Or is this the halls during the day? Oh yeah, it's the halls during the day. Okay, where's... other way. So we've already scrounged these halls. I'm guessing they don't add coins or anything in between. Maybe they do? I don't know. Okay, so search Emily's room.
Monsieur Johann von Wulner.
The Napoleon, maybe he went to go pick up Peru or something. They're both French. Well, they're both... Hey, man.
Good day, Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Volner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
Well, that's suspicious. Insinuate that he looks dodgy. Speak about...
Has anyone told you that Elizabeth was killed last night?
Yes. Rumors spread quickly.
He looks very put out.
It's horrible. How did it happen?
I can say nothing to you, sir. You'd better follow your host's instructions and stay in your quarters.
I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Well, that is certainly suspicious. Okay. So, the case starts here. In her crazy, messy, scribbled. So where's she? Oh, pfft. Just watch it just jump cut to being tipped over. Okay, there's the poor girl. Let's check out her first. I'm gonna step all over the crime scene. Ugh. Good thing I'm a detective. That might help. Well, it's probably occult stuff too would help. Examine the upper body.
No fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax, with a lot of blood. On first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death.
At first glance. Let's go. Oh.
It looks as though the wounds were inflicted from a precise angle. As if the murderer was standing behind Elizabeth.
Hmm. Okay. At least I got some science. Might as well try it.
Clean and look like they've been inflicted by a sharp object. Some of the lacerations have damaged vital organs, the heart, the right lung, which is perforated. Most of them weren't given with much force. She might even have survived. But the stab in the heart, though not all that deep, sealed her fate.
Okay. Probably gonna have done without that information, but it's good to know.
Some of these tattoos are veritable works of... What's that? The skin between her breasts is different. Bloody hell! This tattoo was drawn on a page of leather and stitched onto her skin.
Ugh.
Probably during childhood. If the scars are anything to go by. It's the same kind of tattoo as on the rest of her body.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Examine the arm.
Numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. It couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars.
Ugh.
Scars
Analyze.
are superficial.
No energy for those.
Made several years ago. She wasn't trying to take her own life. People who scar themselves in this way generally do so to relieve some kind of psychological suffering. By trying to master the pain, they establish their self-control.
Right. Oh boy, that erudition is really paying off already.
What's that doing here?
Linguistics. Everything I learned in the last...
Greek. Let's see what it means. These are sacred chants intended to protect their bearer. But from whom? Or from what?
Alright, these skills are finally paying off with some good calculations.
Scarring. Ugh. Scarring isn't very regular, but they're mostly from old cuts.
In terms of the body, examine the hands.
Wounds, but blood on the right hand. Nothing on the left except that tattooed symbol.
Those
No
are the
marks
wrists.
or bruising around the wrists. Doesn't look like she was tied up or held by force.
Every little bit helps. Head.
I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture.
It explains why she was
also
so
has old scars
crazy.
around the neck.
Tragically.
Maybe mutilations. a strange smell. Her breath smells of alcohol and of laudanum. People use it to relieve pain. Laudanum. Certain courtiers use it to get drunk. If taken in large quantities, it can provoke fits of madness. She bled from the nose. There are signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising. There are signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising.
Okay, so
Blood,
the
but
legs.
no trace of blows on the legs.
Just more tattoos.
Let's see. No trace of sexual assault or rape.
Good, at the
tattoos.
very least.
Similar to those on the rest of her body.
Might as well.
The blood streaks caused by the wounds to the thorax show that she was standing when she lost blood. This proves that she was standing when she was assassinated. Possibly held by someone or something.
And that's it. So we examined the body pretty thoroughly. You know, I don't know if all that information was necessary, but hey, it's something.
Knocked over bottle of wine.
Analyze the smell.
Same thing Elizabeth served me last night. Still just as disgusting.
Let's get rid of that negative effect.
I don't know what's happened to this wine, but it's undrinkable.
Using too many items. That's our murder weapon, it seems.
The handprint on the handle is really small. I can't imagine a man with a hand that size. It must be from a woman's hand. Poor girl bled to death. Whoever left that footprint has boats for feet. That's at least a size 15. Where's a size like that here? Peru? Washington, maybe.
Small hands, big feet. Just step all over the... I'm sorry.
Blood spatter indicates that the murderer must have held Elizabeth upright during the attack. Even if Elizabeth wasn't very big, I doubt she wouldn't have put up a struggle. It takes tremendous strength to overpower someone like that.
Okay. So Washington, maybe. Can't pick up the Devil's Thorn.
Vials of laudanum. The label shows that this laudanum comes straight from America. I wonder if Washington's involved.
Potentially. Oops. Hold on, I gotta remember how... What Devil's Thorn do? Why not? Okay, good. Royal jelly, in case something comes up. We'll get to her summoning circle in a second. Taking this slow, trying to think.
The clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder, then I've just established the time of the crime.
Okay. That timer in the top left doesn't do anything for me since I'm not confronting anybody.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate
First day.
news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country.
Okay, so that's from her dad.
Has Sir finished with this room?
No, I haven't gone over everything yet.
Sir may take his time. When Sir would like to leave, Sir has only to tell me.
I was wondering if you had any information. Okay, so her dad sent her a letter saying they can't meet.
Huh. The talisman that I gave back to Elizabeth. I can't exactly say it brought her good luck.
A Chinese coin.
A notebook, written in Elizabeth's handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages. Not too easy to work out. It's medieval Latin. Well, enough to translate a bit. He's coming. The demon is upon me. He's coming back to kill me. There she is. Death has come to finish me off. I've just run into her son. That was her last entry. What tortured writing.
The devil in this case being Mom, it seems to be pretty obvious.
A novel of the initiation of a young woman into polite society.
June 11th, 1791. My dear
Words were
Elizabeth,
so cold.
your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer matter to you. Father maintains the secondary effects of your...
Okay, so it seems like community psychology. Well, that doesn't help me anymore.
3rd
Pistol.
November, 1791. My dear sister.
Oh. Yeah, so a letter from her
3rd
sister.
November,
Oh.
1791. My dear sister.
I hope you like the enclosed
the
talisman. Oh, it was a
cancellation of
gift
our
from her
union hit me like a
sister,
stab to the
who
heart.
seems to be the only one who cared.
A pistol? Fairly new, I'd say. And judging by the weight of it, fairly light. It's extremely well maintained. The barrel is perfectly clean. It isn't loaded, and well, there's no traces of gunshot residue. I'd conclude that it hasn't been used recently. A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France. There's a few dried traces of blood on the grip. Difficult to know for sure how they got there. Right. I shall have to find its owner.
It's a French gun, probably dropped when leaving from the balcony or something.
Piece of fabric. High quality at that. I'd say it's silk. Going by the texture and the gray hue, it must come from a dress, that kind that women of quality wear. It's a travel dress. The silk has been lightly waxed to protect it from bad weather. And I know the very woman who came up with the idea, given all the traveling she does. My mother. God help us. Why did she come here in the first place? The material appears to have undergone abnormal wear and tear. She must have been scouring the countryside, and that doesn't look good.
Yeah, right now, I think Mom's the prime suspect. Because she's the one... You know, she's probably got huge feet. She had a gun in that holster way back when.
Pentagram? What the hell's been going on here? I wonder if Elizabeth's death has anything at all to do with this pentagram. If a ritual went wrong and degenerated, Elizabeth would probably have been killed in the center of the pentagram, not 3 meters from here. That's strange.
So that's what I get from...
Pentagram? What the hell's been going on here? Many esoteric rituals are based on this shape. Could Elizabeth have been sacrificed during an occult ritual?
But that didn't go right. I think that's everything. Everything important that's worth a try to investigate. I don't know. My first guess is Mom snuck in middle of the night. Oh.
A chest with a half-circle pattern.
I've been using way too much royal jelly lately. Oh, but a thing of amber and a note.
An untutored hand copied these notes. Looks like a healing method. Well, that's a pity. The writing is barely legible. The note suggests binding the feet and hands, then blocking the jaws using a piece of cloth to prevent the tongue from being sectioned. That looks like a method to control an epileptic fit. I wonder if Elizabeth is the one being treated for that illness.
Keep that in mind. So she had epilepsy on top of everything else. I suppose we're done here.
Has Sir finished with this room?
Do you know who could have made such a mess of this room?
Miss Adams, sir. We were given orders to leave the room as it was, so as not to rush her.
Did she have a fight with someone to get the room into this state?
Not that I know of, sir. Miss Adams would sometimes throw a tantrum, during which she would destroy anything that came to hand. Lord Mortimer told us not to enter the room.
Thanks for that information.
You are welcome, sir. Has Sir finished with this room?
I know enough now. Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
Okay. So yeah, right now my first guess is Mom. Because there was that gun case down below that she might have dropped. Maybe her dress got torn when she was leaving. I don't know, that's not much to go on, but it's enough, I think. I don't know, yeah, my guess is Sarah. Unless she was framed, but that's a good question. Who could have done such a thing? I guess we can go... well, if we talk to Napoleon...
Monsieur Johann von Wollner.
We can go talk to Wollner. He seems suspicious. Although I've got nothing to interrogate him with.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
IPO.
Golden elixir.
Cool.
The Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text signed by von Werner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever-obedient servant. So, Werner had a relationship with Elizabeth.
That explains why he was so
That's hardly
sketchy.
surprising given his fondness for the occult.
That might be why.
A table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled the zinc symbol.
Maybe that's one of the letters for the lockbox.
The signs of obscurantism.
Talent lock bookworm. Okay. You can equip one extra manuscript. Cool. I'm gonna need more manuscripts. Whoa, nerd! I'm gonna keep poking at your stuff. Collect another coin. If it's your money, I'm taking it.
A fragment of amber.
Nice. Trying to be thorough. I don't think he's the murderer.
What can I do for you, de Richet?
Monsieur, Lord Mortimer has appointed me to investigate the tragedy that befell us last night.
Oh, yes. It's horrible. Yes. How can I help, monsieur?
Learn more about... I don't have diversion.
Where were you last night?
In my room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed. But I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
Thank you kindly. Excuse me for asking, but Did you know Miss Adams?
Oh, she... not really, to tell the truth. No.
I found the Werther dedication, signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like to change your version now?
Be careful, de Richet. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure, and has nothing to do with you. Well, continue playing the detective as you see fit. But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I will...
Yes! I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now.
I'm trying to think. What is he? Do I have any information on his immunity? Vulnerable to diversion. I don't have diversion. Crap. Occultism. He's probably... Well, doesn't
I
cost
get
me
the
use
impression that
psychology.
your romance was over. Am I right?
So? What does it matter to you? I would never have attacked her, if that's what you're insinuating.
Who put an end to the relationship? You or her?
It was her. It was her. But what does that matter? We both agreed.
I don't think I need to press him.
We finished. I'll have a look around and then take my leave.
Do whatever you have to do.
I think I already got enough. I don't think it was him. I don't think so. I mean... No, I don't think so. Looking at him. Can I go to everyone's room right now? I'm just trying to see if I can go to everyone else's room. So that's with Walner, even though it's not labeled. Oh, now was it not labeled before? I'm guessing I can't go to everybody's room, but Walner was one of them now. Or now that I'm going into them. Oh, this is Adam's room. My Boyd. Let me out. I suppose after I go into the rooms, they now appear on the map, if I'm able to. I don't know who I'm entering now. I'm just gonna invade everybody's privacy. We're running a bit long already. Just trying to take everything in and think about it. At the very least, this is a good time to look for stuff. Like I could find some more royal jellies or something. Okay, this is George Washington's room.
It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
I don't know anything about politics, so I can't decide
My
what.
dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to share you. It is time that the United States...
William, probably William Adams. That was his name. I'm just mumbling in my deciphering. If I can check everybody's room out, I might have to call in a few. I need more jelly. Jelly. Jelly, jelly.
Portrait of George Washington.
Accurate.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Hold on, Carmelite water is what again? If I max it out. Oh. I'm gonna use that stuff more.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Alright, let's talk to Georgie. Georgie!
Greetings, Louis.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered. Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes, she came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Do you take it regularly, Mr. President?
Unfortunately, I do, Louis. I still suffer from a terrible toothache, and it's not likely to get any better.
It's just for that, then?
Old age, my young friend. I don't wish it upon you, but you'll soon see. At my age, it's rare to have no problems in that domain.
And do you take a lot?
A moderate amount, Louis. Only the dosage indicated on the prescription of my doctor.
Fair.
I'm talking to all the guests to find out who has an alibi and, well, who doesn't, Mr. President. Can you tell me what you were doing last night so that I can strike your name off the list?
I spent the night right here, reading.
All night?
Exactly. Emily stopped by in the middle of the night, you can ask her. She wanted to talk about some business we have in common.
Anything
Probably after she
whatsoever
left
to
my
do with
room.
Elizabeth?
Not at all, Louis. A business matter.
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
I shan't keep you any longer, Mr. President.
Feel free, Louis. If there's anything I can do, just ask.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I did notice there was a little... Hold on, back.
Greetings, Louis.
Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her.
Why invite her now, then?
Yes, Lord
don't
Mortimer
have
has
the-
a talent for healing, apparently. I'm not surprised Sir
Well,
Gregory
logic,
advised her to come.
I could have, but I don't...
Agreed. Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Oh, I could
Not
use
that I
them.
know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Peru, but that case was closed, if I'm not mistaken.
I
But
took care of it.
if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened. And I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Don't worry. Countryman
planning
or
on
not,
it.
I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks. Mr. President, we found a footprint at the scene of the crime.
Not a dress shoe, I hope. That's all I wear.
No, rest assured, it looks like the print of a big ankle boot. A large size, I'd say.
Perfect. That should help you, Louis. It's a clue.
Hold on, can I still talk to him?
Greetings, Louis.
Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if
Can't
I'm
skip
not
that one.
mistaken. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her. It would appear that she wasn't invited to the conference.
That doesn't surprise me. The poor girl was in no way concerned by our business, and she had no political clout.
So, I don't understand why Sir Gregory invited her during the conference of his good friend Lord Mortimer. He must have realized that he wouldn't have much time to grant her. Preparing a conference does not seem an easy task. On the evening of our arrival, Lord Mortimer didn't even welcome us, what with his being so busy and all.
Yes, you're right, Louis. I didn't think of that. It is indeed rather surprising. The easiest thing to do is simply ask him, you know.
Of course.
Not wrong. suppose that's it.
I shan't keep you any longer, Mr. President.
Feel free, Louis. If there's anything I can do, just ask.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, I don't think it was him. Oh.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
Ow. Okay. So I don't think it was George. There we go. So now the rooms are starting to appear. Okay, although I think we should wrap up for right now. Can't go through there. Our room is... Oh, wait.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Looks like we can't go question the Eminence. I'm just curious, who's in the next room? Can't go in there.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Okay, fair enough. I just want to know who we're going to be talking to next.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Alright, Emily is going to be the next one. Then we can talk to Bonaparte, and then I think Peru is next to him. Okay, I think we're going to wrap up here for right now. And next time we will continue this sleuthing and investigation. We will try to get some answers, and we will see if we get any farther in this. Alright, so, until next time, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and all that. This is Timmara, signing off.